think just one or two were below that. So that's how, and those days, Division 2 or something. And almost 3/4 of the group went into university, most of the series school here. Maybe before I say more, let me make a few introductions, otherwise just to show you where we've come from and where we are. I'll start with on my far right, that's Dr. Peter Mangani. He's the vice chairman of this group. Sometimes for those of you who still aspire to be farmers, he's a veterinary consultant. So I'm just encouraging him in that. Next, he doesn't need much introduction if you look at the collar. Is Reverend Joseph Shiku. We are also together in school. He's a banker. He started, when he left Canisius, he was a banker. He's one of the pioneers of digital banking in this country. We talk of Meridian banking. He was one of those. I'll skip myself for now. Next to me, you can know when leadership starts, it never ends. You just look at him, you know he's our leader. He was our school captain, Mr. Luke Chikwama. Those of us who are very close to him, our intake, we knew him as Luke Patson Chikwama. But having said that, he was one of the founder members, the Green Buffaloes, which we call Green Buffaloes now. That time it was Zambian. This is one man who was well known here for all the sports, especially football. And for all information, even Aston Villa and West Ham wanted to take him, but the army couldn't allow him. He was one of those, as a cadet, and there's a very good footballer. The army took him. By Form 4, he was already looking as smart as he's looking now. That's his dear wife, Mrs. Chikwama. Now the next one, I'm sure is a familiar face here for some of the people who know. But for me, we are together in Constantine. Viva Constantine! Viva! Torre! We are together in Constantine, Mr. Peter Kabeta. I'm told he came back here and going by the Canisius Forum. He seems to have been a very popular teacher, but you either did his way or you failed. Next to him, now that one is Dr. Robert Magai. For me, he's also a bit special. We were together even in primary school in St. Michael in Chibuna. So we've been, I think, almost 60 years together. He's now in Canada. He only flew in yesterday morning. So that's how serious we took this. Again, he's one of those consultants in agriculture, an agricultural scientist. Atmospheric. Environmental. That's even more complicated. You can see he has gone beyond my thoughts. Yeah. So, but we really appreciate that he had to fly down all the way, and we said the 30-hour flight. Now the next one, he was one of our those, in every space there are people who are extra intelligent. We were all intelligent, but others were special. Adrian Mianza. He was also, when you talk about additional maths, in fact, I know you like maths. Those are the guys who used to, even when you have problems, you wonder how he manages. Yet you are struggling. He was one of those. Adrian Mianza is a former miner. Mining, not miners young, but mining, these are the people who were the ZCCM people. Next to him, I'm trying to. He has retired from Karurushi. He's now somewhere near Mukwe. Another of us, we used to say ours, one of us, Mr. Kilian Moya, he also flew in yesterday from the UK. We started this thing, and I'm going to be explaining almost 2 years ago, but why we meet once and then maybe 2 months on Zoom. So there's all this diaspora connection. So he flew in yesterday with his junior behind you there. He's also Kilian Junior. He's making sure he's showing all the daughter there, Mazuma. So he has come with the family, and the next to him is what I would call an intruder. He certainly not from our 73 group. But he was here at Canisius also. He's the elder brother to Kilian. So Kilian is a mechanical engineer working from UK. He's been in UK, I can't even remember how many
20 years now.
20 years now after he left Zambia. So we are very grateful that he had to fly in. I think this school we have to keep it up. I'll skip Bruno. That's enough for introduction. Next to Bruno is Mr. Lawrence Kanyera. Another one of us, he was doing the teaching while he was Kanyera.
Where were you teaching?
Pemba Secondary, and same like Mr. Kabeta, they were a very good group that who were pioneers teaching at Roma. It's Roma University now. A lot of them, they have taught in this country. Like he said, he was at Pemba Secondary. He's now in Kapsue. So all the way we were picking people. We were connecting and connecting and connecting. So, but always, even after having seen him for a long time, so we are very excited. We just saw the suit and said, there. Once a teacher, always a teacher. Now, next to him, let me stand. I won't say the nickname since the son is here. Mr. Johnny.
Sure.
No, I started reading when he came to my office. It's a secret. That's Mr. John Malachiwa. I think he's well known with the headmaster and he's been taught here. Yes. Yeah, and then he was a Puka Girls. So in some way, all I remember about him is I was very friendly with him personally. He knows he used to be very special in the canteen. We used to have a canteen where Saturdays it was somewhere here. So because John was in the canteen and tin fish was very popular on Saturdays. So we make sure that we are all friendly to him. That tin fish you mix it in the beans, then you are special in the diet. So John, I personally was very close to you for that reason. So we can just we now go to the man who looks like a revolutionary. That is Dr. Munyozwe Hamaleng. He's a lawyer, and so I won't say much about lawyers, but he's one of them. All we know is they are the only ones who are learning. The others, the rest of us were educated. They were learning, or learned, they actually learned. Dr. Hamaleng was spent over 40 years in Canada. The all-round kind of a lawyer, human rights, criminal, and everything. So he's a special person amongst us. For reasons we can't disclose much. In such space. But he has come back in Zambia to continue contributing. As at now, he's the dean of the School of Law at Zambia Open University. So a lot of these lawyers and see they are going through his hand. He's been back since 2016. Yeah. So he has done a lot. The one on his left, he insisted he wanted to follow. He is equally an intruder. He's already surrendering. But we can assure you he was not that heavy. He was a very good footballer at Canisius. We used to, for those of you who are not too young, we used to call him P. Muhammad. And you know, Peter Muhammad was the national team at number 8, eventually went to number 2. So that we still call him P. Muhammad, is Moses Leona. For some reason, we couldn't leave him, he kept on ringing me. So I talked to my captain here and said, let's just allow him. And that's how he has followed. Says, I can't miss Canisius after so many years. So, and lastly, of course, but not the least, myself, I'm Jules Moore. For some reason, they made me interim chairman, trying to coordinate this. In fact, it started about 5-10 years ago. When Dr. Amalemba in Canada came to say, we need to meet gentlemen. It's a long time. He used to bother me until he came back, and then we met. He has written a number of books. So we first met at one of his book launches, a good number of us. And then as late as last year, we just said, look, let's make sure that we make this like some kind of a group that we continue liaising. And we can assure you, Mr. Headmaster, if that's the right terminology, as you see us here, we probably have this brother. We would like to make this clear. We are more brothers here than men living with our families. It's very clear that if there's a problem, the first person I'll probably ring is my captain or my reverend here or the friends. We have become a family, and we believe that a lot of us, even those coming behind, will emulate this. It's the stories you get from these gentlemen, and the stories we never knew some of them. But to close the chapter on that, I can assure you from here, we might pass through Mundare for obvious reasons. I don't know why, but they are insisting. They are all insisting that we must go to the dining. And we need beans. I know you protested that your beans has no insects. But as we are looking for beans with insects, as long as they stop soon. They want to see the chapel, they want to see the hostel, the farmhouse. So there's a lot that you can do for us. And that's why we have come with this. But it's a footage we are going to share with a lot of our friends who couldn't make it. We still have another gathering tomorrow to celebrate in Osaka. So there will be a bit more people in Osaka to celebrate our 50 years since leaving this school. I thank you. I don't know whether I thank you.
I need to intrude because I'm also an intruder because he's used to both chairing meetings. I'm also an intruder. I'm Emmanuel. I was actually invited by one of my elders here. I'm Emmanuel Hamokoma. I normally don't review my intake. I just say I was at Canisius. I'll be brief. I'll just say I was at Canisius. So please, we are live on St. Canisius Alumni on Facebook. We're also live on YouTube channel Emmanuel Hamokoma and also Emmanuel Hamokoma. Before he forgets one thing, he talked about meeting. There's also a meeting with Father Eddie Murphy.
Yeah,
Father Eddie Murphy was at Canisius in 1960. So when he suggested, I said, as part of the history that you want to make, there's Father Ed Murphy started the library for the Jesuits. He started the archives. Then he went to Zimbabwe to start the archives for philosophy, and then in Kenya. So yeah, to be brief, that's it. I will not say any other details.
Yeah, maybe we can take it for you people to welcome Moses. Everyone must know. Tomorrow we are meeting at 9 to go to this same Canisius archives with Father Ed Murphy. 9 hours.
So 9 hours is the actual time that we are supposed to be at the novitiate. which is, so we're meeting at 8:30 at Waterfalls Mall. 8:30. I'll not say exactly on time, I'll just say 8:30. So from 8:30 we'll meet and then we'll go together to the archives so that you can see some of the original photos and content from Canisius, so that it even adds more meaning to what you're celebrating.
Thank you. So Moses, I think you can now include in the, you are allowed now.
I just wanted to make it clear that as the intruder, I was also here during their time, but 1976 exit. Thank you.
Maybe Mr. Chachabi, as he is speaking of bookkeeping, can even smile. Because online, I wonder if they look tired. I don't know that, no. They are working the day, but they are 14-year-olds here.
What is Chachabi? Mr. Dollars, what is Chachabi? Two things. Yes, so far, it's like I'm taking on.
Through you, Mr. Chairman and the headmaster, to appreciate the reception that you've given us. Personally, I'm a very attached and I brought my children to see where their father grew up for 5 years. This is who molded me and made me what I am now. And for 5 years, we used to get up early in the morning, first thing you make your bed, etc., etc. Church, after church, you breakfast, after breakfast, classrooms, etc. So I brought my children, that is my first born, she's my grandmother. I brought her to see where her dad grew up and was modeling what he is. I brought him as my last born to make sure that they know. When I shout, they know where I'm coming from. So that's why I'm so excited for headmaster that gave us the reception. The other thing that I'm complaining here, these guys now, they look after me like I'm a baby. They are the way around, you know. So thank you very much for your attention. You're welcome.
Perhaps now, before you come through, let me ask our school captain.
Yes.
Our school captain. This man used to follow us everywhere we go. We're just walking on free day, and Chikuni girls is following us. But our school we are to manage.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Head. I think the first thing that I will do is, after this, I haven't got my notebook. I'll put him on Paris. For making me stand. Yeah. So, we are humbled as a group to be here today. These are our great school that we are proud of. For us to come after 50 years of being here is something that we cannot explain. And for you and your team to allow us to come, we say thank you. As my colleague has said, for us to be what we are today is because of this school. I'm sure when you were growing up, Dad there used to tell you stories about this school and so on. That's why he brought you here. You know. And the job that you are doing now, we want you to keep it up. This school has got a legacy. And the legacy of this school is that we excel in whatever we do. In class, this school has always been doing very well. I'm just disappointed that I'm not seeing the trophies there. During our time, this place was full of trophies because we excelled both in class as well as sports. Football, athletics, basketball, tennis, volleyball, even swimming, swimming and so on.
And we were doing golf club.
Yeah, golf club, yes. We had everything here. And I'm a bit disappointed that today I come here, I find that our football pitches and everything, it's now a bush. Please, can we revamp those things again? We don't want just to be excellent in class, elsewhere we are nobody. No. There are people who are making a lot of money these days through games. Like footballers, you have seen. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they are one of the richest athletes in the world who are getting a lot of money. So let's enhance those talents that we have from our children. Athletics, same. I don't know how many trophies that you have won as a school in both athletics and football. I don't know. But during our time, each year we used to accept. This man we are seeing here, he used to be a great sprinter. And everybody, when he goes on to the starting blocks there, the whole school will erupt. Julu, Julu, and so on and so on. We want that to come back. We don't just want to hear about Canisius being very good in the school. How about games? We can have a lot of children here who can also make a living out of games and things of that nature. So please, I'm pleading with you, just as you are excelling in education or academic work, I'm appealing that you will revamp sports as well. Thank you very much.
I came here to this school because I was coming from somebody who inspired me when I was 5. I came to Canisius. That was this school, the ending of April. We do not live very far from about 30 kilometers this side. I followed the hill. I found him from free. I was encouraged me, and I'm not regretting. I'm 75 exit.
Sorry, sir, I forgot to say. We are proud Canisians. From time immemorial to today and in the future. I'm sure you have heard this song. So we want that to continue. Thank you very much, sir.
Sorry, as you are addressing each other, remember you're also addressing people online. So I request you look at the camera when you're
Doc Amarengo.
Okay, we have come here to commemorate the 50th anniversary. But for all of us, apart from the meddlers and intruders, we have been together for 55 long years.
Hallelujah.
As it has already been mentioned, I lived in Canada for 40 years and more, I was always thinking about Canisius. Even when I was practicing law, and I practiced law in Canada for 25 years, trust me, I was always thinking about Canisius. And as Juno has mentioned, I was bothering from Canada that we have to find this school. And one time I was so disturbed when I read a Canisius that said, my brother, one who always looked Chikwama, is no more. Every year I was there at my brother's place when I came to visit, I cried. I said, there's no way my brother can leave. My brother said, they are lying, I just saw Chikwama the other day. So, and that's many years ago, in the 90s, I started looking for this school. And as June says, every time I visited or on WhatsApp and email, I would say, let's form a group. So it was a dream come true when we eventually started tracking individuals until we found enough to form a group. And the first steps were when we had the book launch in 2011, when a group of us, Miuna, Smule, Simagoloi, and a few of us met. So when I came back in 2016 to teach law, not practice, to teach law, which I'm still doing, and as Jura said, I'm the dean of the School of Law at Zambian Open University School of Law. I said, now let's do this, and we have done it. We must congratulate ourselves. And we thank the school. And it's so special that our fellow graduate, Johnny Management, produced the current headmaster. And it's almost like a full circle. And it's a beautiful story. You can't write it any better. And though I knew some of these people, my fellow graduates, at a distance, my captain were in the same dorm from day one up to Form 4 until he got promoted to captain, and I was promoted prefect. But we were in the same staff. So he had been my boss, because from Form 1 he was the captain of the dorm, right up to school captain in Form 5. And I've always been kidding him that the only person I've seen was Musamu. Do you know what Musamu is? Mangwa. And how can you be dorm captain, never sleeping, never waking, for 4 years? Then when you become school captain, it continues. And then I recently learned that he passed on the Mampara to his daughter. She has also been captain from Form 1 or grade 1 to the last. And I'm happy to also announce that my daughter became a head girl. And today, as we are speaking, and only Guru knows, I had to seriously split my time. She's graduating today. So instead of being there, I'm here because I cannot miss this occasion. Thank you very much, sir, for hosting us.
Thank you. So, I know keep talking, but everyone can say something. 50 years is no joke. We seek your indulgence. Even me, my daughter was a head girl at St. Joseph's. I just wanted to make it clear. Robbie, you can say something. This one we are together even at St. Michael's in Chibula Primary School, because they went to school those days. So Dr. Magan, Dr. Magan, you can say, then you come to Dr. Magan.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. This is a great opportunity for me to witness the 50th anniversary of our class. But what I did 10 years ago was I brought my family, my kids, my grandkids. Oh, absolutely.
Online.
10 years ago, I decided to bring my kids and my grandkids to come to this school to see it, because it sort of built my character, and I wanted them to see where that character came from. And I'm so proud to show them around, and yeah, we just had a wonderful time. And I'm glad that this tradition is continuing, and I think we should continue. We shouldn't end at 50 years. We should plan to come back 50 years from now.
I think you wait. Let me finish with these elders. Ramana Chibara will be last. Let's do it your way. But Mr. Kabet, you can say something, sir. I'm told you it's very popular here. Either you do it my way or you fail.
This time around, we'll do it my way.
Thank you very much. I'm really humbled to be here. Last time I was here is about 24 years ago, when I worked here from May 1983 to December 1999. The school gave me a lot of responsibility, which I now use in my daily life, and I feel I'm a happy person and very highly excited to see some of the people that I last saw 55 years ago. Thank you very much.
Onias, can say something.
Sorry, he's Professor Abbott, this one.
Thank you so much. Canisius brings a lot of memories. Now, for me, the magic of Canisius started when I was in grade 7. Because immediately I applied for, to come to Canisius. I remember all my friends started calling me Canisius. So when I came through, it was, a very exciting moment, and we have a lot of memories about how we were nurtured. When we came to Canisius, discipline. And you wake up so early, you have to do certain things, do your bed, and go to church, things like that. So our characters really were molded so much at this school, and we have a lot to thank the school for. As already stated, we are what we are because of this school. Now, just to add one little bit, concerning what you call an I remember him very well because this system of senior students watching over the studies, supervising studies. So I used to supervise. So I remember him very well with Kumbula, what's the name? Bordering Kumbula. Yeah. They gave me a lot of problems. It's because I was small that time. Yes. And so we were just like friends, and we make friends. So I just want to say thank you, and we want to congratulate you especially for the performance of the last year. And we are saying, please keep it up. But as our captain has stated, please just revive we all remember, the time we came here. It used to be like a league. There were 11 pitches beside the pavilion. And each time when you close, you register for the game that you want to do. And when you come back, you find you are placed in a team, and the sports master then was from Man United. So if any of you is not Man United, then you are lost. Because we must all be Man United because of Mr. Lomas. So please, we wonder what can be done to just survive. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Scania, that one we knew you were very good at journalism.
I know much has already been said, but I would like to thank you for the squad relationship for accepting our request. I'm sure this will continue to see. Maybe in the future again, we should say maybe all those who are at this school may come. Let's say only two completed this time. So probably you will continue accepting all the requests, the ex-students who will be requesting from the school. And our coming also gives us again the insight of how the school looks like. Because what we used to know has changed. As we said, we have been given the opportunity of doing the stuff which we never So we thank you for accepting our request.
Now we can, Mr. Manager, will be last. On my immediate right, Reverend Joseph Ship. That's our treasurer. That's the man who would go all over Bokwell looking for those mathematics books and everything. He has done quite a lot. I think we need to also ask him just contribute our retired money. He goes around looking for all these books and whatever. So even today he's looking after us. So Reverend.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Head Teacher. Thank you, Deputy, for having us. Actually, let me start by telling my story at Canisius. Briefly, I'll summarize it. I came all the way from Zambezi. I never knew there was Canisius. I never heard of Chikuni. I just heard we've been selected to go to Canisius. I arrived 1 month late because we didn't know where Chikuni Canisius was. So in our neighborhood, my mother used to go around asking, who knows where? So they'll tell us, it's near Monze, near Mazabuka. How do you get there? So eventually we got all the information and got on the train. We were on the train almost 2 days and we arrived at Canisius. Wow! Looked around, it was amazing. When we just arrived, the principal was Father Michael Kelly. I just go to the office with my mother and said, "You are Joseph Shiku." He knew each one of us by name, from Form 1 to Form 5. Can you imagine? That was my Form 1. In Form 5, I used to be very close with our spiritual father, Father O'Holohan, and he almost encouraged me to become a priest at that time. But when we got to Form 5, I think the school liberalized. So not everyone should be Catholic. And I don't know if it came from the government at that time. And I was so close to Father O'Holohan, and I told him, from today, I'm no longer a Catholic, I'm a Protestant. He was so devastated. They suspended me from school for 2 weeks. In fact, I was not suspended, expelled. So I pleaded, and it was changed to suspension. And the suspension was about this time. We started doing our preparations for the exams, and I was digging. I think we had the garden this side in the pigsty. and cleaning the pigs that side and jigging the gardens. And I used to go from there to go and do my exams. And one of the exams, I was actually straight from there into the class. I just cleaned up into the classroom. It was religious knowledge, and I got 98%. But one other thing I recollect is in the school hall, the late Mr. Elias Chikumo came to speak to us as students. I don't know if most of you remember. And his speech centered on, you believe in this school. It's a good school. You are good students. But when you leave and when you get married, you decide to get married, be a good husband. When you decide to get married, take care of your family. When you decide to get married, be a good person. I remember those words. And then he said, when you get married, if your wife is going out or wherever she is and she decides to make an ass of herself, remember, be a good man, always. I still remember those words. I'm married, I have been a good husband, I have children, grandchildren, and I've been with the same woman for 46 years. So I still remember those words and how important they've been. I think for most of us, especially when we were doing the book project, buying the books for the school, I think that really connected us. We could see that most of us didn't have the resources, but we went all the way just to put monies together and buy the books for the school. It was an exciting moment for each one of us. And I'm always over that. The commitment that these gentlemen put into that project. So wonderful. Eventually, we didn't even realize at the end of it all that we had bought 350 books for the school. Wow. Out of the little donations each one put. And collectively, that was about 34,000 kwacha in terms of the value of the books. So we're excited to come back and especially having seen Scania since we left school. He couldn't remember me. I was looking at him and said, but was he really one of us? But thank you so much for having us with me today.
Now I can ask Mr. Marachiwa to say a few words.
That's a shoe.
Am I the last one, I hope?
No, the vice chairman is
okay. So thank you very much. I just want to bring back the memories when you were being accepted at this school, particularly the year 69, 1969. I think it was a national school status, whereby each province was giving about 8 students towards Canisius. And no wonder some people were saying, how did I find myself here? It was actually a national school status. As you apply, then whether it's from Northwestern, Upper Belt, whatever. That time when you walk in, you find that language is a problem. Some of us were coming from the village. Like myself, I was coming from the village. I only knew Tonga. Then I could meet Dr. Mangani here and others, and the branch was so it was just but all the same, that attitude of the school to make sure that it incorporates a good number from each province. It had to build the consensus of love amongst the tribes, which I liked. And not only that, some of us were coming from a very poor background. And in mind you, we had the ministers here, children, the elders' children, and whatever it is. So we used to mingle very well, despite the status quo that was existing that particular time. Now, in my case, after the grade 4, whatever it is, I was posted here as a teacher. I just want to narrate on that aspect. I think I learned a lot. Because when I was recruited, I was the only young Zambian teacher. And I remember my headmaster was Father McKenna, who came to recruit right away from the college. So when the recruitment list came in, Canisius was the first one. And Father McKenna was calling our names. That's how I came here in 1976, when we were in Form 5. Now, why at Canisius? I don't know whether I enjoyed or I was exploited. I don't know. I was given a lot of responsibility. From the way it go, when I reported in the office, Father McKenna says, you are going to be the sports master for this school. I thought he ended up there. Then he says, no, but on top of that one, I'm going to be the master of discipline. I hope you know what master of discipline is. In charge of, I think that was Form 2 or Form 3 that time. Then as if that was not enough, again, you are the careers master here. Before I started teaching. Because I was the youngest, and I complained, I said, Father, but am I going to manage all this? He says, no, Mr. Mandela, you are a pastor of this school, and you know our motto. If you cannot do it, you consult, and you are going to help. Truly speaking, I went through the system, and then by the end of my, I don't know whether it's 15 years of my stay here, I had gone through all the offices here. The only office that I didn't go touch was the spiritual father. At least I was able to be in the deputy head. I remember Mr. Mtiaki, when you went for masters, I was there for 2 years as a deputy. And then there was one time when the headmaster had a lot of problems, then he went to the school, then I was the deputy head, and the head at the same time. So I was learning in the process. So no wonder at the end of the day, when I was given the school in Mazaboga, I found it very interesting and it was not difficult for me to run that. So what I'm saying is, I learned a lot from this school to be what I am. And then back to my family. All the members of my family, minus one, inclusive him, the 50 boy, they were all born here at Canisius Secondary School. The last house I took to Naroro, that was my house. The last born girl was born in Mazaboga, and she just completed university, and she's now a teacher at Pemba Secondary School. So all this, I thank the missionaries, particularly the Jesuits, that put into me sense of responsibility. If it wasn't for that, I think things would have been very tough for me. And not only that, you people here, you are a litmus paper for whatever activities that you have been doing. When I look back, I think of Drew, I think of Chikwama, I think of Dr. here, what you were doing when you were youngsters, you were supporting each other. Of course, we would be fighting here and there, but at the end of the day, we were together. There was no division. And it is true, Father and the headmaster, this door here was out of bounds. That's why they were even professing here. For some of them, it's the first time to enter this stuff. So that is the area of discipline. And I believe that discipline is the key to anything, success, good results. And you need the parents, if you are one of the parents, please support the administration when it comes to discipline, because that's where you can get the best of the child. Thank you very much.
he said we shouldn't say certain things, but I remember him for 800 meters. He knew how to get tired. When you're running 800 meters, dog officers have your want to call the other dog.
No, I just want to introduce my younger brother there. This Amalemba.
Okay.
I was exactly skinnier than him when I left this place. But look at me now. That's my young brother.
Thank you, intruder. Doc, this is our vice chairman of this group, Dr. Peter Mangan.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now, after all these gray-haired people have spoken, you find that you have very little to say. A lot of wisdom has already come out. But I'd just like to pick on one or two things from what has been said. The first thing I want to talk about is carrying on right from what the former teacher here, former APP. You see, this place, what he taught me was the important that in life there's always diversity. In that, my background is when I came here, I was looking at Catholics from a distance. My background is my parents were from Usoro, meaning the Anglicans. So when I came here as a non-Catholic, I thought I was going to be in a strange place because this was my first contact. And to me, after staying so many years here, I realized actually in the world we are different, but we can live together, we can work together. And even this was my, though in my childhood I had the privilege of running around the country quite a lot with my parents. But when we came here, that's when it became very, very clear to me that, well, meaning that when I went to Bembaland, I was with Bembas and me. But here now it was a mixture of everybody. All of us are different backgrounds, different, as was said, different languages, and even different cultures. You find we had people, bad people from Livingston, as far as I could see when we came. They were bad people. but we lived together. And that became very useful to me in my future career. Because when I started working, I had to deal with different kind of people. Some of them who, even when you're coming in as a young person, you're getting into the situation, they will challenge you a bit. Like, you young man, what do you think we've been working here? That somehow we managed to get. So it really, being here, taught me this thing about diversity, and I really appreciated it. On a personal basis, I came from a home where even before a t-shirt is dirty, my mother would take it and wash it. But here, when I came, I was given a suitcase, go there. I play around, my shirt is dirty. There's nobody to wash it for me. So that started, very quickly started growing this, inculcating this culture of being responsible, looking after yourself and all that. And I think that's one thing which I've maintained in my life. I know I'm responsible for myself. I must make sure that I lead an orderly life. Okay, once in a while you fail, but I mean, all that started from here. Started from the discipline that was here. The discipline we were taught here. And so, in short, what I'm trying to say is actually this, at that age, coming in at about 13, 14, living at about 18, that's a crucial part of your life. And that spent here in this isolation of this place, it really formed characters. It formed characters which we're trying to uphold. Though we are a bit outdated now, I think the ones we are dealing with now wouldn't understand what I'm talking about. But well, that's what it is. So I really say yes. I appreciate my time here. He taught me some very, very important factors which had a strong bearing on my life. The only thing is, what I don't understand, you see, there was agriculture science people talk about. Me, I never did agriculture science. And I ended up in this agriculture world, and I don't know. Yeah, no, thank you very much.
I think maybe we can allow Maswa to say one or two things now. Very briefly, you are facing elders.
I have to remember that. So for me, all I wanted to say is this. I think we watered down the impact. So very few of us as children, and I think I speak for my brother and everybody else who you've raised in this room, very few of us actually have the privilege of meeting the people that your parents grew up with. Okay? He didn't mention 13 to 18, that's a critical age. I do remember when I was 13 to 18, for example, it created the person that I am. So I'm sitting here and I think the best word I can use is I'm nostalgic. Because I look at my dad as my hero. And I know him being my hero, he didn't just drop from somewhere and become who he is. It's because there were so many people who influenced his life. And if I look at his life history, to be honest, if I'm being honest, hand on heart, it's really the experience that he had here at Canisius. I think this is where he was built. Everything that he's ever achieved in his life, if I'm being honest, that correct me if I'm wrong, it's because of the experience that he had here. The second part I want to say is, I'm looking at all of you here. The fact that you can come back 50 years later, I mean, I've been out of, so I won't say how many years, because then you know what my age is, but 50 years later, you can look back and say, we need to go back to Canisius because it has such an impact on my life. That means a lot. And I'm saying this because I think we downplay the impact that the school curriculum has on our lives. And I'm also saying this because probably at your time, school was not as easy as our time. Eh? I think every time you look, like I look at my children, for example, they don't even think I have to work so hard to get into a secondary school. Because for them, I'm in primary, then I have to go into secondary, so it's that simple, right? So when I look at the stories that all of you are telling, including my father, you are coming from a world where even just being in a proper school meant like, was a difference between whether you make it in life or you didn't make it kind of situation. So I'm standing here today, and I think I'm speaking for all the children that you've raised. Well done, Canisius. You have raised people who have raised people in the next generations. So I'm standing here, I've been in the land for like 17 years. Everything I know, if I think about it, is because of that man that's in English. And until today, I didn't understand the level of impact of what Canisius had done for him. So it was always very clear, in our home, whether you're a woman or you're a man, you need to go to school. And the stress about this school thing was, I mean, there was such a time where we even wonder like, oh my goodness, like, this man, can you just leave me alone already? I'll get married one day, like, what's his problem? But he raised all of us as men, and maybe because the only brother we have came at the end. So I go into the environment now, and I can sit in a room where they're just men, and I don't feel any way, because in my home I was not raised to be a woman or a man. And I think it's because it came to a place where the standards were laid there to say, you know what, if you want to make a difference in this world, you have to be educated, you need to work hard. The basics were basically put in front of you. So I represent all the children that we've left back home. We rarely have this experience of understanding what our parents have been through to get us to where we are. All we see is, this is my father, and we don't know what route they've gone through to get to where they are. So I'm saying this on behalf of all the children. Thank you very much to all our parents. Thank you very much for Canisius for all that you did here. Thank you.
So, Master, Now, perhaps to try and sum up on behalf of my colleagues, I know we can only say thank you for being patient. You know, when people grow old, they like to talk. Oh, I've been told we are not old. Everyone knows it's annoying. When we say we are getting old. So he says we are getting younger. I think a few things that we need to really appreciate, Mr. Headmaster, is that first of all, as we are here, we are representing all the class of 73 members. Some couldn't come, some we are meeting tomorrow, some have gone.
Including those that are online. Remember the country.
Yeah. Some have gone to meet the Lord, but we are representing everyone. I think that has to be very clear. We are literally representing those who were in the class of 73, 50 years. The other aspect that we need to, I thought I could re-emphasize, is the issue of national identity. I think now it's something people don't take seriously, if at all. When we were growing up, national identity was something very, very serious. I remember, like he was saying, one of my first friends when we came here was Brown Long. Then I said, but where are you from? He says, Jassa. I said, where is Jassa now? I only learned later that Jassa was in Eastern Province. So for us, it didn't matter where you came from. Once you came here and you were in those khaki uniforms, you were all the same. And that's one thing also we were taught. Nobody here looked like he was from a special family or what. We were all in those uniforms. When you come here, once you get into that gate, you were just a student. So we were brought up in that situation of equality and equity. You have to respect everyone. So the national identity, I think, is something that people must learn from this school. When we are talking of a national school, it was something very serious. And we were very proud of it. Just to mention, we were very proud that we were from all over the country. The third point that I think we need to re-emphasizing is on the fact that our captain mentioned, the issue of coming out of here as a full human being, you know, either spiritually, academically, socially. It's important that when you come out of here, say legacy, when you come out of here, you are a full human being, you can fit anywhere. And I think it's something that you can continue to look at, whether it's sport, it's spiritual disposition. We need to make sure that when you come out of here, like the way we were 50 years ago, when you come out of here, you could fit anywhere. It's important that aspect of growing up as a full human being. I'm sure you understand what I mean. You are not looking at anybody, whether it's tribe or it's where they come from, location. No, it was an ex-Canisian. Even now, as we are coming as ex-Canisian class of 73. And we know there's a group following. Those who are coming next week and those coming, they are following. We've been posting on our forum that class of 73. So we are praying and hoping that you are going to have a tough time, because every now, anybody who reaches 50 years since they left, it's up to them. They need to decide whether they can celebrate or not, but we believe that 50 years is no joke. So I would like to congratulate my colleagues for what we have done, coming through, the contributions, and we've been chatting, and you've also been, I'm sure you've been fed up at times. So this man is always ringing, he's always saying, and these people can be very, very pushy. Chair, have you done this? Have you talked to the headmaster? Look, he's running this. He knows what he's doing. No, we are just telling you. So, but at last, here we are, and I hope we are all happy that we've come through. So, we certainly thank you and thank you and thank you for welcoming us. I know when we were talking, I even spoke to Dr. Magai, we were having challenges to fit into your program. But there you are, you and your deputy, you have found the time to meet us and give us all this time to talk the way we want to express our our happiness for meeting today should have been in the minibus to know what was going on. I'm sure that song, can you start it again? Captain. We are the Soviet. Let's say when you have just gotten one football cup or one athletics cup and you are coming into the dining, people are singing. So we are now looking forward to our full major. As you, with insects inside. Thank you so much. So I don't know, you will lead us now, we are your pupils, you will lead us in the program. Like I mentioned, people want to see the farmhouse, they want to see the dining, they want to, but the hall, the chapel, it hasn't changed, but it has grown old. So I think we leave it up to you now to secure the program. But all we can say is it's now at 1 o'clock. I don't know when we are meeting. We have
Once the teachers are settling in, we'll get back. But we start from administration to the school hall, then we get to the library and also check on the school laboratories.
Now, for now, we have something that we thought we should. I don't know whether you want us to wait for the staff. We have 2 presentations, like I mentioned.
Yes, I think it will be good when the staff is here.
Thank you.
Yes, sure.
Sorry. People, with ICT, people always forget that others are online. So thank you very much for joining us live from St. Canisius Secondary School. We'll cut the live stream right now, and then you join us later on as the 1973 exit, together with the teachers and everyone else here, will be interacting again. So thank you very much for joining us. And remember, the moment you see the live stream on YouTube channel Emmanuel Hambokoma and also on Facebook page Canisius Alumni, just know that we've started. We may not alert you, so just know that there's another live stream that will be coming for the handover ceremony. So thank you very much. Thank you.